Evidence evaluated piece by piece.
This is the 40 round capacity magazine that I stated was in that room as well.
As the MSD sentencing trial enters week 2, troops in Miami-Dade
Appreciate what you're doing to make sure that they're successful.
coming face to face with the Secretary of Defense. And a baby bear becomes a center of attention in a South Florida neighborhood.
I didn't know what it was at first. I was looking right at him. What am I looking at? It's like, it's a bear staring at me.
These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Amanda Gray. Today is Tuesday, July 26, 2022.
Live from the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Prosecutors going through the Parkland school shooting crime scene room by room with investigators who documented every piece of evidence. As the sentencing trial for Nikolas Cruz enters its second week, more details are being revealed about the 2018 fatal shooting. Yesterday in Fort Lauderdale, jurors heard detailed accounts from MSD students and teachers. They also heard from medical examiners and the Uber driver who drove Nikolas Cruz to the school on the day of the shooting. One of the most startling testimonies came from Broward Sheriff's Office Sergeant Gloria Crespo, who was asked to identify the shooter's rifle and casings. Crespo recalled finding one of the casings next to the body of a teacher who died.
This is another 40 capacity magazine that I recovered from Quadrant 39. This was beside Scott Beagle.
The trial continues today and is expected to last until the fall. If the jurors are unanimous in their decision, Nikolas Cruz will receive the death penalty. A teen in Fort Myers is battling a rare illness. As reporter Jennifer Vaglis tells us, doctors believe an amoeba swam up the boy's nose and infected his brain.
It's been an incredibly difficult past 2 weeks for the family and friends of 13-year-old Caleb Ziegelbauer. Over 15 of them came from across the state, even across the country, with signs to share a message to him from all the way up there.
Love and prayers. It's all the family and friends of 13-year-old Caleb Ziegelbauer can send right now from the outside, while they hope on the inside.
Wake up, Caleb. We just want you to wake up and open your eyes.
On July 1st, Caleb went swimming with his family at the Port Charlotte Beach Park. His aunt, Katie Chiat, says 5 days later, Caleb got a fever just before the family was heading out on a 19-day road trip.
On Saturday, he started becoming disoriented and hallucinating, and they had to bring him here.
The Port Charlotte teen has been at Golisano Children's Hospital ever since, where doctors believe at some point a rare brain-eating amoeba swam up his nose, a condition 97% of people never recover from.
Try not to look at the numbers too much because, there are miracles that happen every day, and I think we're just going to see another one that happens here.
His loved ones from Charlotte and Palm Beach counties, even some who flew in from Minnesota, stood outside the hospital facing his room's window with his baseball jersey number taped onto the glass.
Just sad, but that they're going through this, but happy that we could get together to support.
Family and friends all wearing yellow, Caleb's favorite color, holding signs, knowing he may not be able to see the display, but hoping he can feel the support.
Wake up, buddy. We love you. We're all here for you.
In Lee County, Jennifer Vaglis, NBC2.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is back in the Pentagon today after a visit to South Florida. After arriving at Miami International Airport, he attended a troop engagement at the U.S. Southern Command headquarters in Doral.
Appreciate what you're doing to make sure that they're successful. I look forward to seeing you guys down the road sometime in the future. We're in a lot more rank, doing a lot bigger things, but what you're doing right now is pretty gosh darn special, so keep up the great work. Let's take a picture.
Yesterday, the Defense Secretary also met with Southcom's commander, U.S. General Laura Richardson. She oversees U.S. military operations in Latin America and the Caribbean. A woman in Florida seen waving a pitchfork outside a Publix. It was in Claremont when Lisa Sloan went to the grocery store to try and sell teddy bears. Employees then saw her holding a whip and a pitchfork, allegedly damaging a car in the parking lot. She was arrested. Today, the Marlins feeling blue after being defeated on the road by the Cincinnati Reds. Although the Marlins were able to start with a lead at the top of the first inning, scoring a run, that was the only lead the Marlins had the entire game as the Reds began to dominate. The final score was Marlins 2, Reds 11. The Fish have a chance to redeem themselves today at 6:40 p.m. Surveillance video rolling in a bus as a wild animal comes crashing through the windshield. That's still ahead, and so is the story.
I didn't know what it was at first. I was looking right at him. What am I looking at? It's like, it's a bear staring at me.
Neighbors in South Florida call for help when something much bigger than a cat gets stuck in their tree. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music.
Yeah.
Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
I help our fellows design their paths as creative entrepreneurs. My experiences serving startups, creative businesses, and cultural organizations, and my journey as a queer mixed immigrant with Haitian and Arabic roots, inform the co-creative environment we foster at Radcliffe. We leverage our collective diversity to encourage the building of lifelong personal learning networks and mindsets that stimulate continuous innovation.
All eyes in a Martin County neighborhood on a baby bear who had taken up residence in a tree. A man in that neighborhood had a close encounter with the bear. It happened in Jupiter, and he caught the animal on video. Doug Coven was walking in Jupiter when he heard a small noise. As he looked up, he couldn't believe what he was seeing.
Branch broke, look up, and there was a 150-pound black bear, maybe 10 feet from me, staring at me. I didn't know what it was at first. I was looking right at him, and what am I looking at? It's like, it's a bear staring at me.
Doug backed away from the bear and called 911.
Right there, half on that side with his head over here, staring at me.
The Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission say that although bear sightings in this part of South Florida are rare, they can happen, especially with juvenile bears like the one Doug encountered.
Have it here in Jupiter, it's still hard to wrap my mind around the fact that, I mean, we've seen squirrels and occasional possum or raccoon in the backyard, but it's pretty unbelievable to have one.
The Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission have set a trap and are still looking for the black bear. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission also says if you see a bear, give it space, don't approach it, and definitely never feed it. This morning, both a bus driver and a deer are recovering from the strangest experience in their lives. Alicia Sutton was driving a bus near Oklahoma City back on June 7th when a deer crashes through the front windshield. In shock, Alicia stopped the bus, opened the door so that the scared animal could get out. Luckily for Alicia, there was a plexiglass door between her and the deer. That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Amanda Gray. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.